Hi, it's Julia and I'm back with the part 2 of Giorgio Armani Foundation review. This part 2 is on the foundations with dewy finish, including the legendary Luminous Silk Foundation. Again, just to let you know, these videos are not sponsored. I only work for the brand, but 100% I am creating this on my own. I'm only making these videos to share what I know as an expert and to help you out a little if you want to purchase an Armani foundation, so that these videos can be a guide for you. I know a lot of people love this one, but unfortunately this is getting discontinued. It's already been out of stock for quite a long time and it has been deleted from the official websites too. The only website I could find this one on was the giorgioarmanibeauty.co.uk. This was the nourishing version of the Maestro foundation, so hence it's called the Maestro Glow. It gives you more glow on your face. But since it's not available, I will just skip this. Okay, and straight onto the Luminous Silk Foundation. I know everyone just wanted to skip to this part of the video because this is the most raved foundation ever in the history. The inspired textile of this foundation is charmeuse silk, or I don't know how to pronounce this one in proper French. Charmeuse. So this was inspired by the charmeuse silk. So anyway, it's a type of a silk and I had to look it up on Google because I wasn't so familiar with the how the actual texture or how it looks like. It is described as a very soft and lightweight fabric and it is known for its lustrous sheen. Seriously, Armani is a genius. I don't know how he thought of this idea of this particular fabric is literally made into a bottle of foundation, and I know exactly what this description means and you will also get to know once you try it on your face. So what's all the hype about this foundation, seriously? This, for sure, is the iconic foundation of Giorgio Armani and it is the best seller worldwide. It was launched with the brand 18 years ago and impressively, its formula remains unchanged. It is all about your inner light lit from within glow, and the special microfill technology patented by Armani Beauty helps to correct and unify your skin complexion. If you would compare this one to any other foundations in the market, seriously, it doesn't even have high coverage to hide all your flaws, but it makes your skin look just amazing, as if you had naturally a beautiful skin. Obviously, there is a reason when a foundation receives awards 13 years in a row. This one works for all skin types, no matter you have oily skin, dry skin, normal skin, it doesn't matter. This works for all of you. I personally think that if you would pair this one with any sort of powder, would take away the beautiful glow that this one gives you, and it'll kind of defeat the purpose of applying this foundation. So if you really wanted to use this foundation and wanted to make it long lasting, I would suggest you to pair it up with a good primer or setting spray instead. I have tried all the different ways on myself and on the clients as well, but seriously, with primer and setting spray paired with this foundation looked the best. With the Luminous Silk Foundation, it works the best with a foundation brush, especially with a flat foundation brush, in my opinion. To be honest, because I'm so lazy washing all my brushes all the time, I use my fingers to blend this foundation and it just works fine. Seriously, with this foundation, it works with anything, your fingers, damp makeup sponge or makeup brushes. They all work amazingly, but if I were to choose one that works the best, I would choose the flat foundation brush. I know in the part 1 of this video I said the Lasting Silk UV foundation is my holy grail, but if I could choose one foundation in the world, then I would choose this one without any hesitation. Like I said, I love the Lasting Silk foundation for its lasting power and the adherence on your skin. But the visual finish that this gives you on your face, nothing can beat this one. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not raving about this foundation because I work for this company or because I knew that this foundation was an award-winning foundation. Seriously, I purchased my first bottle of Luminous Silk when I was 19. Again, it wasn't available anywhere in New Zealand, so I had to purchase it when I went back to Korea during my holiday. So I bought it at the duty-free shop in Incheon Airport. And I started to love this foundation so much that I wanted to purchase different colors to mix together to create my own shade, like exactly my own skin tone. So after that, I got to know that either US Sephora website or the Giorgio Armani, the US website. So I made purchases through the Giorgio Armani US website. I couldn't afford buying the full-size bottles of multiple colors, so I started buying the smaller size, the travel size. I think they are 15 ml of all the different colors to match my skin tone. Seriously, I had to pay so much delivery fee and I had to wait super long to receive them, but it was worth all of those. Every time when my friends ask me what's so good about this foundation, I've always been answering them the same way. This foundation makes your skin look just amazing, as if your natural skin is beautiful. And no matter how your skin looks in the morning with all the puffiness, dullness, tiredness, every negative factors you could have on your face, even if you look absolutely ghost-like, this foundation would make your skin look perfectly amazing but naturally beautiful. And honestly, I said all of these before I had trainings from the brand. After I started working with Armani, of course the brand gives you all the trainings about the product knowledge and everything. And the trainers said that this particular foundation has anti-fatigue properties. Alright, next on to the full coverage glowy foundation. Designer Lift. Inspired textile is a silk lycra. So this one has anti-aging properties, which softens the look of your wrinkles and fine lines and gives you an instant lift and firming result. And because this is a anti-aging foundation, protecting your skin from sunlight is one of the key things to avoid aging skin. So it has SPF of 20 and PA3 pluses. I know when they claim that a foundation does the anti-aging, they all wonder how it works and if it is even true. So I will explain to you a little bit about it. Its lifting properties come from two different types of formulas. So again, this foundation also uses the microfill technology, and it has an ultra fine micro lifting elastic matrix. This technology helps to lock in all the emollients included in this foundation, which means that your skin surface would look more plumped and smoothened. Hence, it tricks your eyes to see more lifted and youthful skin. And the second special formula that is included in this foundation is the exclusive Peruvian blue pearl pigment, which helps to revive your skin and reflect the light on the skin surface and correct the unevenness. Obviously, this one is for mature and dull skin, but people who have combination and dehydrated skin would love this foundation, seriously. Because when it says anti-aging and lifting and firming on the foundation bottle, people in their 20s would think that, well, this is not for my skin. they would automatically think that it would be too rich for their skin. Normally, aging skin suffers from dryness and dullness, as well as from wrinkles and sagginess. So if you have dry or dehydrated skin, please give this one a try. Since I started working at Armani, I bought this foundation for my little sister who suffers from dehydration, and she cannot stand in the wind or under the aircon or heater for a long time, and she has super sensitive skin. And since she started using this one, she just cannot stop using it, and she just cannot replace her foundation with any other foundation. I think she's using her 4th or 5th bottle of this foundation. Anyway, she loves it that much, and it's her holy grail. Before I came to Singapore, I spent about 3 months in Korea to get a surgery done, and it was from the month of January to March, and the weather in winter can be brutally dry and cold. My skin felt so dry, I can't even explain in words, and especially in the wind, it felt like it was like tearing apart. And even in the indoors, the heaters were like full on, just so full on that it just made my skin feel so dry. So I loved using this foundation while I was in Korea, and my skin looked like 5 times better just by switching a foundation. In terms of shades of all the Armani foundations, they can be really tricky, because even if you use like number 2 of this foundation, you won't be using number 2 of this foundation because they're just different colors. But I have to mention this, that the color range of this foundation is my only complaint. The lightest shade of this foundation is number 2, but number 2 is a kind of second lightest or the medium shade compared to the other foundations. And also, mostly all the shades of Designer Lift are pretty much warm undertone. They haven't included exactly the cool undertone shades with this particular foundation. I don't know why. Another thing I have to mention is that this one oxidizes. If I go into too much detail why oxidation occurs with this particular foundation, I would have to talk forever. But my advice is that please do test out this foundation if you are planning to get this one. Just test it out at the counter, and please walk around with it for at least 2 minutes. That way it'll avoid for you to getting a wrong shade for your skin. Alright, it's the Designer Cream Foundation. I especially bought this one because I don't have it at home. Bottle, and it's got a spatula with it. The Designer Cream Foundation is another anti-aging foundation, and it is inspired by the double silk veil. I've got a silk scarf here, and literally the double silk veil literally means this. This is one layer of silk, so it's different if you touch one layer of silk, touch like this, but if you would fold this one into 2 layers and try to feel the silk this way, it feels completely different. This is literally what they mean by double silk veil, and this is exactly how you feel when you put this foundation on your skin. This one also has the anti-aging skincare benefits, which helps to shape and lift your skin. The micropearl particles that are included in this foundation reflects the light on your skin surface and gives you radiance. Because it is of a creamy texture, it almost feels like you're layering a nourishing cream rather than a foundation, and it just feels very smooth, and it almost kind of fades away. After applying this foundation, your skin feels very supple, and a high concentration of moisturizers included in this foundation would comfort the skin surface and keep it hydrated for 12 hours. It also protects your skin from free radicals and contains antioxidant ingredients like vitamin E. Again, I would recommend this one to people who have mature and dry skin. If you require extra hydration, extra comfort, then this is the one for you. I would say for normal skin, the winter season will be the best time of the year to try this one out. Obviously not for oily skin and people with dehydrated and oily skin. You have to try this one out. And please try at least for 2 weeks before you complain or feedback about this foundation. I'm actually that confident. I read a good review about all the cream foundations in the market. That time it was the Armani Foundation, the designer cream foundation, it was the Laura Mercier cream foundation, and all the others. I was really curious about the cream type foundation and I really wanted to try this one out, and I got a little sample from the Armani store and I tried it, and obviously I hated it because I was only 20 and I had super oily skin back then. I had pimples everywhere. It, you know, just felt tacky and oily and it didn't last on my face. Of course, it was a wrong choice back then. Obviously, I had no idea what it was all about. But when I tried this one on people who are aged above 35, they just loved this one. They said it felt like they were in heaven. It just made their skin so comfortable and so hydrated, and they also mentioned that it gave them an elegant glow. It's literally like when ladies come back from the spa or facials and their face just tells you that they have spent so much money on their face. That's what the elegant glow is. That's literally how it looked on people who are above 35 or who are suffering from dryness or who needs the anti-aging foundation. And finally, I will talk about the cushion foundation. This is called My Armani To Go Cushion Foundation, and this one was inspired by not a fabric this time, but a Giorgio Armani couture handbag. So as you can see, it combines fashion, design, and beauty all together. It is such an empowering and desirable accessory for your life, because I know a lot of customers come and find this one because simply they just love the packaging of this one. They don't really care what's inside. I mean, I'm not saying what's inside is not as good, but the packaging itself, I mean, look at it. Armani is the first luxury brand who started the red trend, because same as Chanel, Dior has navy, but I mean, normally all the luxury brands choose to go with something very neutral, you know, because it has to look very classic and classy. But he felt that it just looked all the same and he wanted to be unique, so he decided to put red color in his logo, his design, and everywhere literally. So the cushion foundation trend has started from Korea, so even the cushions from like Lancome, Dior, YSL, Shimura, they're actually all made in Korea. But this particular one, no, it's not made in Korea. It's made at our own factory and with its own technology. So as all the cushion foundations are, it is also travel friendly, and this one is of a airtight case. So when you press the button here, this case is completely airtight. There's the rubber all around here, and you press close this one. The remaining air actually comes out of this little hole here, which makes it airtight. Unlike the applicators of the other cushion foundations, this one has a pointy top here. It makes it easier for you to apply under your eyes and around the nose. And the surface of this applicator is made with a antibacterial material. Antibacterial material. So it is designed for the modern multitasking woman who refuses to compromise on luxury, beauty, efficacy, and ease. So let's talk about the ingredients. This one is enriched with the lychee extract, glycerin, and hyaluronic acid. So allegedly, the complexion is hydrated for up to 18 hours. This is also infused with the light reflecting polymers and it helps to brighten your skin and deliver a soft focus glow effect. And the result of this foundation is a silky glow. I would say this one is a little bit more matte compared to the Luminous Silk and a little bit glowy compared to the Lasting Silk. Coverage builds up with the patting motion, and with swiping motion it'll help to blend and spread the foundation evenly across your face. The mesh design of this particular product is used to control the amount of product coming out of the cushion each time you press in. You should gently press in to pick up the foundation, because if you try to press in with the same amount of force you would do with the other regular foundations, it would pick up a lot and you could finish the whole face with just one press. If you have been using the right amount of product each time, then there shouldn't be like a puddle of foundation all painted here. Okay, I will start with the positive points first. For the touch-up purposes, this is the best cushion foundation I've ever tried. Since I started living in Singapore, because the weather is quite humid and hot, I always set my foundation with a strong hold setting powder. So normally I never ever do touch up during the day, but that one day I had a situation with the foundation. I was actually testing out a sunscreen, like a combination of that sunscreen and the foundation I was using together, and see how they work together. But oh my god, it was a true clash. It just started to become very oily, especially around my chin area. So I desperately needed something to touch it with, and I decided to pat this one on a little on top of it. It didn't move the foundation I already had on, nor became cakey. Especially if you have set everything with a powder, putting another layer of liquid is a no-no normally, but I was pleasantly surprised that this did the job seamlessly. So other than the pretty packaging, what's the true purpose of cushion foundation? It has to be easy and convenient. For the touch-up, yes, 200%, but for a fresh makeup in the morning, it just takes so long to finish your makeup with this one. And also, the size of this applicator is so much smaller than the ones from other brands for sure. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully this was a helpful and an informative video for you. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll come back soon with another video. See you all again in my next one.